Hi. Okay. Second reading for the Tarot Archetype and for the projected year ahead. And working with your numbers, I've discovered that you have, for your lifetime archetype, that indicates the things that you are here to explore and to master. And basically it's the way your path is always going to be traveling. Things connected with this are always going to be coming up in your life because that is your archetype for your life, for the whole of this lifetime. And your birth number is actually a number 7, and that means that you live a life of the archetype of the Chariot. Now, the Chariot has an affirmation which you should always remember all the time. And this affirmation for the Chariot lifetime is, I have a clear sense of direction. Because with the Chariot archetype, it can mean that things go awry and it can be a struggle to get yourself to move the way you want to go. And the archetype of the Chariot is about drawing all these things together, drawing all the energies that are separated and running off in different directions, pulling them all together and becoming master of reining everything in to the way you want it. Okay. Now, some positive keywords that I will give you for the Chariot are willpower, direction, and responsibility. These are only some of the positive keywords for the Chariot. I advise you to look up more keywords for the positive Chariot, because these are the keywords that you can use within your own empowerment affirmations, creating your own empowerment affirmations. Now, the other deck, the same card, but from another deck, which is what I like to do. I want you to look at, I know you've got decks, so you don't really need me to show you these cards, but I advise you to do the work, the homework, which I will give you in a bit because it does involve homework. This is another deck. This is the Seer's Tarot, the Light Seer's Tarot. And again, all the Chariot cards generally depict a similar theme if they're well-designed cards, and you will get the image. But basically, that's the other image of the Chariot. And the third image I'm going to show you from the Book of Shadows, Volume 2, is this Chariot, this more updated Chariot. And if you can see from this one, the driver is doing the driving with these noisy passengers, distracting, but the driver is happily driving along because she's got her reins pulled in, she's centered, she's focused. And that's basically what the Chariot is doing. And your life is about getting that focus, getting that pulling those reins in and keeping yourself focused, not letting any of the noise of the distractions get in your way and stop you from following your own path. Now, I've given you the positive keywords. I'm going to give you some of the shadow keywords, because if you've got this life for your life path, you've also got some of the shadow that goes with this, and that is a tendency to lack of self-control, or trying too hard to control something, whether it's something in your external world or whether it's something about yourself, trying too hard, and a lack of direction. They're just a few of the shadow keywords. And again, I want you to look up more to see what the whole story is for your lifetime. Challenges for your life path, for your mission, as we call it, or as some call it, but your focus in life. I want you to look that up. Now, the actions, recommended actions for these cards, for the chariot card is lead wherever you can. The chariot is telling you that you have what it takes to be a leader, okay? And you need to take that on and become a leader. You can start projects up that help you and others, because it's about pulling everything together. And once you've got yourself grounded and centered, you can then focus on what you need to do. But the action needs to be done gently. And basically, I know you, and you're the perfect person for leading gently. So that is your lifetime archetype that I want you to do more research on. The numbers will never change. They're your particular numbers. You were born with those numbers. They are the numbers that are going to come up consistently throughout your life. And that's the numbers. That's the number that you are here to manage. Now, some people, it breaks down to two cards. Yours doesn't. Yours is the number 7. So your focus is on this, getting your direction, going in the right place, getting rid of all the distractions that get in the way. Don't take on too many things, but get yourself focused and centered. That will lead you straight through your path. If you're focused and centered, you'll be able to handle whatever comes up in your path, but you've just got to remember the shadow and the positives. You want to aim for the positives and heal the shadow aspects. Okay. Now, your next number is the that came up is the number 9. This is the Hermit. Now, this number, believe it or not, is for this year's projection. This is the energy from your last birthday of this year to your next birthday of 2021. And the energy for you for this whole year is the Hermit. So the Hermit, as you know, is about going within, finding yourself within, and taking notice of what comes up, because this is your inner truth. This is access to your inner truth. Okay? And with this year, I'll give you the affirmation first. It said the year's affirmation for you to always remember throughout this year is that I am wise and I honour my need for introspection. Okay? Not everybody honours that need. They know they need to do it, but they don't do it. They keep themselves distracted and by doing other things. And obviously, You have the Chariot card, which tells you not to do that, to take advantage of this year, because basically it's designed for this. This is what this year is designed for. Okay? The Corona is the light in the darkness. It's telling you, go within, find your strengths, find yourself. And that's what you always need to be focusing on. Your whole life, finding your strength. And this year in particular, you've been given the opportunity, as has everybody, because that's the intention for what's happening this year. That's what Corona's here for, to make us go within, to keep us in our own spaces, so that we can go within and we can learn who we are on the inside, not on the outside, rushing about with all the different things. Okay? Now, the other card I want to show you is, I picked it up in the wrong order. The other card I want to show you is that one from the Seers Tarot deck. When you go within and look to your introspection, you don't need anybody else's input, because when you do that, you reach the higher level of yourself. And I know you know this, but you don't need anybody else's input for this, because this whole year for everyone is meant to be about this. Yours is in particular because you have the Hermit. So this, basically, as rough as it is this year, it's a good year for you. It's the perfect year for you. Now, I'm going to show you this card as well, and this is about self-care. This is another Hermit card, and it shows you what you need to be doing this year, what you need to be focusing on. You need to be focusing on you, giving yourself enough of what you need, so that you've got plenty to share with others, because that's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. We're not here, and you're definitely not here to wear yourself out doing. This year is about you taking it easy, taking a step back, stop doing, stop pushing, stop running. Go inside, rest, self-care, take care of yourself. I could actually read this one for the whole of humanity, because the reading would be exactly the same, because that's what we're all meant to be doing. But you have definitely been told this year to do this. Look after yourself, because when you look after yourself, that is when your light shines out. And it's that light, that's the energy, that light coming out of you when you raise yourself up by taking care of yourself, by doing what you enjoy. When you raise yourself up above the fears of what's going on below, in the mass consciousness, what you then do is you shine like that lighthouse, shining out your energy. And when your energy is up, it shines out and it interconnects, it touches on everybody else's energy. So let that genuineness shine out. Keep yourself high, keep yourself bright and shining. Let that fire, that light shine out, so that it affects everybody that is around you. That's your job for this year. It will change next year, because we're all being prepared for something big next year as well. So the shadow side, if I just slip this in here, is it could be that you will repeat some old patterns that are not good. Okay, don't do that. The Hermit, you want the positive. You don't want to repeat old patterns. Now is the time to let all your old patterns go. Notice when it's happening, because when it happens and you start to notice, you become aware, oh my God, that's an old pattern. I was doing that amount of time ago, and that's not good for me now. It's not going to work for me now. It wrecked whatever last time. I'm not going to let that happen again. So it gives you the chance, when you realise, when you really watch yourself, and this is really doing the work, when you watch what's coming up, what's coming out, okay, it gives you the chance to go inward and find your light and shine that out instead, okay. That way you can learn from your past things that keep coming up, and you can grow and evolve instead of taking steps back and going through that whole pattern again. We don't want the groundhog thing. So take care of yourself. Do this. Don't fall back into old